Football season is underway, and this year fans are paying top dollar to party in the parking lot. As Danya Backus explains, costs for tailgating essentials have gone up, and so has getting to the game itself.
Whose house? Whose house?
Freddie Giannis has been tailgating at Rams games since the team's triumphant return to Los Angeles in 2016. His booster club brings the potluck to the parking lot.
Potato salad, salads, carne asada, hot legs, hamburgers, tacos, name it, ribs, whatever it is, we bring.
But this year, inflation is intercepting his wallet.
Say if I was spending $60, now it's like 120, pretty much.
A recent report from Wells Fargo found tailgating costs are up, from beer to brats, even propane to fire up the grill.
Certain proteins like chicken and beef up pretty substantially, snack-like items, buns, pickles, all kinds of stuff like that you need for game day.
Getting there costs more too. Gas is about 50 cents more a gallon compared to last year. And flights up a whopping 34%.
Rising prices don't necessarily have to sack all the fun. There are ways to save on game day.
Take the subway, take the bus if you can, rather than driving or flying.
Take a look at your food spread and try substituting less expensive items, like pork ribs, up only 2.3%, or fresh vegetables, up 7.6%. And of course, you can always armchair quarterback.
TV prices are actually down relative to a year ago.
Giannis and his club all pitch in.
We waited years for the Rams to come back home, and every cent is well worth it.
And they have enough passion to go around. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Experts say the most expensive thing at the game is still probably the tickets themselves. Well, still ahead at noon, looking for the perfect thing to serve while watching football or binge watching your favorite TV shows? We've got it, and it's a no-fail every time.